Welcome back to Boucher as we switch gears to bring you the men's soccer matchup as Husson look to defend their unbeaten streak against this Lesley team. Hi again, I'm Philip Robarge, joined alongside Nolan Humphreys and Gabe Shaw. Well, welcome back to Boucher as we switch gears now to bring you this men's soccer matchup as Husson look to defend their unbeaten streak against this Lesley team. Hi again, I'm Philip Robarge, joined alongside Nolan Humphreys and Gabe Shaw. Guys, what did you like about that first game?
Yeah, I like the resilience that Husson showed. I feel like, they were down in the first half and they fought back in the second half. Good halftime speech it had to be by head coach Dennis Mullen. So, I like the ability for Husson to come back and get a draw.
And as we switch gears here, Husson are suffering from a rough start to their 2025 campaign. 0-5-1. The only draw coming 3 days ago when down to 10 men. They clawed themselves back to level the game at 1. They've showed resilience in that game, and it's fair to say they'll have to show that same resilience in this one. Now they're home against a team that's never beaten them before. Is the pressure more on Husson to win today or Lesley?
I'm going to say for both teams because they both have not won a game this year. If you're Husson, you're home, haven't beat Lesley, you want to come out with a win. However, for Lesley's side, they're under first-year head coach Andre Martin. So not only is Lesley looking for their first win this season, but he's looking for his first win coaching here at Lesley. So I think both teams need it just as much. Obviously, the first 5 to 10 minutes are going to help decide that.
And Gabe, Lesley have only managed 3 goals so far. They've played a lot of games on the road, and it is reflected in their scoreline. 19 goals given up. What do they need to do to spark some confidence in themselves today?
I just think they need to have a strong defensive showing right in the first 5 minutes of the game. Set a standard for how they want this game to go. As you said, they've let up so many goals, and they allow 5 goals a game, which is pretty crazy.
And as the players begin to walk out now, let's switch it over to Avery Henningston, who will be bringing the starting lineups for both sides here, as both Husson and Lesley are set to do battle here at Boucher.
Introducing the starters for the visiting Lynx. A junior goalkeeper, number 1, Aiden Hendricks. A senior defender, number 2, Adrian Espargarzo. A senior defender, number 4, Paul Abdabwale. A senior defender, number 5, Eden Stafford. A senior defender, number 6, Mile Brodzic. A junior midfielder, number 10, Miguel Vasconcelos. A junior defender, number 12, Caleb Race. A sophomore midfielder, number 16, Wasim Chib. A sophomore defender, number 17, Daniel Excel. A senior midfielder, number 22, Tyler Forden. And a senior forward, number 23, Nick Wadley. Lesley is under the direction of Andre Martins. And now, introducing your Husson University Eagles. A senior from Rockville, Maryland, number 35, Manuka Pereira. In goal, a freshman from Greenville, Maine, number 41, Liam Mason. A junior from Caracas, Venezuela, number 5, Victor Blanco. A senior from Madrid, Spain, number 8, Nico Puerta. A freshman from Las Rozas, Spain, number 11, Jorge Mora. A junior from Bogota, Colombia, Alejandro Castellanos. A junior from Rotterdam, Netherlands, number 25, Wessel Eldering. A junior from Bangor, Maine, number 31, Beckett Parkin. A freshman from Madrid, Spain, number 34, Miguel Diaz Alvarez. A freshman from Southampton, Bermuda, number 37, Enrique Mendez. And finally, a freshman from Caracas, Venezuela, number 39, Cesar Sucre. The Eagles are coached by David Baker, and he is assisted by Matt Goodman, Mosey Masamongo, and Nate Chamberlain. There will be no national anthem.
And the kickoff in the second match day of today is underway. As Lesley will kick it off. They're playing in all black today. Husson in the all gray. And we're watching a Husson side here who have never lost to this Lesley team.
Yeah, and it's a big game for Husson today, as first time this season they have faced a in-conference opponent in Lesley. It's going to be important if you're Husson. Start out strong here. You want to start out strong in the game and also in the conference. So it's always nice to be 1-0 in conference. So see what they can do.
For Lesley, they're looking for their first win of the season. And as we see early now, Enrique Mendez threw on goal, but stuffed out the chance. As we see early on here, Husson looking to push the pace and get a goal. But again, a win here for Lesley would give them their first on the season, as they stand 0-4 currently, and that would push the overall record, series record, to 7-1.
Saw a good match from the women's game before this one, so.
Absolutely, it was looking like it wasn't going to be Husson's day, and then the equalizer found in that second half that Husson really turned it on. As away now again, that time looking for a chance to put one in was Miguel Diaz-Alvarez. But a big response from the Eagles in that first game that we watched, as Nolan said. When they needed it most, Jackie Pangburn came up and poked home a goal. The NAC Rookie of the Year having a great performance. Playing it out from the back now.
Husson bringing the early pressure here in the attacking zone.
Here's Puerta. Playing it to Mora. He'll get it back. Here's Alvarez playing it to Blanco. Husson trying to establish possession for themselves early. Out wide to Mora. And just unable to find Mora again was Puerta on that one. Important to note, Husson are without one key man. Coach Carlos Buminez suspended. Certainly a big presence for the Eagles, and he will be missed for them. But David Baker stepping up in his place. He'll be calling the shots for the team. Into Alvarez, who is able to keep it in. Lesley just sitting back and allowing Husson here to come forward. Puerta, the through ball to Mora. They'll put one in, and it's a good block that time. That was Abovale for Lesley, and we'll see the first corner here for the Eagles. I believe that was a throw-in. It's difficult to see from our perspective. And it's in! And Cesar Sucre catching Lesley off guard, finding the bottom corner. Husson have the lead here early.
What a move there. Good dribble to get on the inside and just goes far post. As Aiden Hendricks had no chance of stopping that one. Good goal there for Cesar Sucre.
I mean, yeah, that was a fantastic move. From what I saw, it looks like he completely lost him after he made that move around him.
Believe that will be his first career goal here.
It's always a good time to get your first goal. And what a goal it was.
Yeah, what a great goal.
Yeah, the highlight reel for him right there for sure.
One that he will remember for a long time, his Boucher debut goal. His first goal for Husson. As Lesley looked to mount a comeback.
Husson scoring 5 minutes in. That's the type of tone that you want to set for Husson.
This one will go for a corner. Lesley looking to get that equalizer right back.
Yeah, it'll be McGraw.
Tyler Fortin left absolutely unmarked. Sitting just above the 18. They'll go in, but that one will not find past the first defender as Alvarez will get it clear.
And if you're Lesley, you might have to switch up the defensive game plan a little bit. You're letting Husson come forth, but I think after that goal, you kind of have to change the way you defend because they were just able to go down there and make a couple nice passes. And one move, and there was a wide open guy. So if I'm Lesley, I'm switching up the defensive game plan. I'm not going to let them come forth so much over midfield.
Husson regaining possession now. It's with Victor Blanco. Here's Eldering.
He had a good game last game against USM.
He did. He got the equalizer for Husson as they were down to 10 men in the 82nd minute against USM. And this one will be Mason's ball to boot. He'll have to be strong in net today.
Yeah, Liam Mason there, the freshman goalie from Greenville, Maine, as they have a couple of goalies here. So it kind of seems maybe a goalie battle as the year goes on. Husson yet to win. Maybe there's some goalie turmoil there. Obviously, they have Jamie Barr, sophomore, but he hasn't played. Didn't play in the first year. Hasn't played. He's battled injuries, so it'll be interesting as we go on, who's going to keep getting the heavy workload in that.
It has been Mason so far. Started those 3 games. Playing 4 games in total for this Husson team. Yet to have a win, but has faced 54 shots already in this young season.
And yet to have a win is Husson, but I felt maybe there's been games where they've played good, like the USM game. That you played good in that game. It just maybe stuff doesn't go your way.
That was Mendez on the ball seconds ago. Now it's up with Mora. Husson working it around. As you mentioned, so important for Husson to get a win, of course, obviously to remain unbeaten, but just for some confidence. I mean, you don't really want to fall behind, especially not in this conference that will be tough for them this year.
Yeah, and you can say what you want about out-of-conference games and out-of-conference records, but what really matters, especially kind of at the college level, is in-conference play, being able to go to the NAC championship and stuff like that. So in-conference, that's really when you have to play your best. That's really when you have to, win games. And coaches are going to say, out of conference, you want to play your best, you want to win games. But really, in conference, that's what matters the most. And, they've already set the tone early, not even 10 minutes in, and it's 1-0.
Morrow with the ball in and headed clear that time. Still not clear, though. And the strike there that time from Parkin just blocked by Lesley's defense.
And Cesar Sucre, who scored the first goal of this match, was in and almost had another one, decided to pass it up to Beckett Parkin, as we've seen Cesar Sucre already make a couple of good plays here, the freshman.
There will be a foul now. Husson will get the free kick. They'll take it quickly, and they'll look to try and find Morrow, who would have been in. Making a great run on that side, but Lesley smart enough to it. Now the ball over the top. Mason running onto it. He'll clear. Now it's Alvarez to find Castellanos. Held the ring. He can play in Mora now. Waiting for his run. Waited a bit too long that time. It'll fall to Parkin. Parkin can take it forward. Over to Sucre, the goal scorer. He'll have a shot from outside of the box. That one's blocked. Alvarez looking for a way in. He'll put a good ball in, but not able to find Enrique Mendez.
And it's been all Husson. 11 minutes into this game, the pressure has been all Husson. Leslie's kind of playing off of their back foot here.
You can see the confidence of this back line coming all the way up into Leslie's territory here.
And that's kind of Lesley letting them do that. Lesley playing so far back that Husson's kind of having their way.
And don't think Husson will have too big of an issue here. Obviously, they've already scored one goal, but creating chances in this one, especially when they're on the ball like this.
Yeah, and the way Leslie's playing defense here, they're not going to be able to get any offense. They're playing back, they're not being aggressive. Well, as I say that, they finally make an aggressive move, but with them playing back, they're not going to go up and spark fast breaks or any type of offense from the defense that they're playing here.
I mean, there's a reason that they've allowed so many goals per game and only 3 goals in total all season long in their 4 games.
Here's Mora. Said his name a lot early. That's a great ball to Puerta, but the flag has gone up.
Husson doing a good job attacking this kind of left side of the field. That's where their first goal came from. It's where almost their second goal came from, was kind of attacking this left side, moving in to the center zone.
Well, Gabe, Lesley find themselves down here early, and they're just not creating enough chances. What do they have to do in order to create more?
Well, first, you got to get possession of the ball, and like Nolan said, it's been all Husson so far. So in order to create plays for yourself, you have to gain possession, and so far it's kind of tough for Lesley to do that when you're playing defense the whole time, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down for Husson either as they're bringing it back into the attacking zone.
Husson just sitting on the ball here, very content to do so. Castellanos looking for more along. He'll find him. But the flag has gone up. 4 offside on Mora.
That's kind of the play they've gone through this
whole game.
Whole match, which we say this whole match, it's 13 minutes in, but they're looking for Mora on that left side. He's got that speed. Just this season, he has a goal, 2 assists. Or, excuse me, just 2 assists.
You mentioned Mora is Jorge is the younger brother of former star Alejandro Mora. As we get used to seeing that number 11 again here. So active, just as his brother did. But he is his own player. Certainly expectation and all that can weigh on you, but it hasn't weighed on him here. And he's proving, even in this one, just with good performances, that he is a very good player.
Runs in the family, maybe.
Possession now with Lesley. Trying to swing it around, trying to find some sort of opening here, and they have found one now. Abovale down the line, but Eldering there to stop any danger from happening.
Yeah, good slide tackle there. Using that size to his advantage. Stands 6'1", 180. Nice slide tackle there.
Definitely a very big presence in that Husson defense as the ball comes in and just over the head of Che. And now coming the other way with it, the Eagles trying to play the through ball there, but Alvarez not finding anybody.
Yeah, was looking for more on that left side. Just good defense by Lesley, being able to prevent any opportunity from happening.
Now they'll swing it over to Vasconcelos, who will look, but that's Mason's ball all the way. Looking to find the foot of Espargosa.
Yeah, Leah Mason, the freshman goalie for Husson, played as a striker in high school.
And this one will be a foul here. Again, it's hard to see from our angle just what happened. The ring with a forward ball to Mendez, but he's offside. Lesley now, that's 3 times, I believe, now that they've caught Husson in an offside position.
But you notice that they keep going to this left side. I wonder if there was something by that they talked about before the game, in a weakness in this left side of the Lesley defense.
They've certainly found a very, very big weakness in that Lesley team, of course, with that goal. And just looking to pile the pressure on. They've looked all the world like they're going to score again.
Great opportunity for Lesley here.
Here comes Lesley, but in an offside position that time was Vasconcelos. So a little bit of back and forth between the two teams, as that is Husson's specialty. They do play a high line. Very, very good, we'll say, at just catching those attackers out. Here's Alvarez. Playing it to Parkin. Looking for Puerta, but the ball too long. And now pulled down. The referee will give the foul on Puerta. As he looked to have pulled the shirt of Fortin that time.
Lesley here with a free clear now.
Looking to try and find somebody long. They will do. Flicked on, but just too heavy. Mason will collect. Looking for Che again. He'll be a big factor. Hasn't scored yet this year. But he is one of the danger men for Lesley, and he's on the ball again. Headed down by Espargosa. But Husson again retaining possession, as they do so well, able to close down any chance. Eldering plays one forward for Mora, but cleared away only as far, and it's a good save there.
A good save there by Aiden Hendricks.
As that one was, before I could even get it out of my mouth, was Sucre reacting to what was not the best of clearances and trying to catch Hendricks off guard with that one, but it'll be Husson's corner. It was a good save in the end.
Yeah, he's playing with some confidence after his first career goal happened just about 15 minutes ago.
Certainly feels the time is now. Here's Husson with a ball in, and that one will fall for Puerta, but just not able to make solid contact with it.
Yeah, and hands on his head after that one. He knows maybe he didn't get as much as he wanted on that one. Could have placed that a little bit differently.
But if you're Husson, you gotta love the continued pressure here in the first half of this first half.
Now,
Yeah, I right at the moment I think Lesley has started to kind of pick it back up as they look for more yet again.
cleared away by Adbovale. Could have been 2-0 early in this one if not for a great save. But Husson looking all the world like they could get a second here. Abovale trying to play it in, but Husson just all over the Lesley players. And Pereira can just get it clear. Puerta first to it.
Great pressure.
Here's Parkin. Husson stringing some passes together here.
Leslie's just been able to do absolutely nothing when they've had the ball.
Yeah, it's been pretty good pressure. You mentioned, Gabe, by Husson here.
And that's important for them to keep that pressure on. You saw as the sun getting into the eyes of Alvarez there, maybe not able to control it how he'd like to. Lesley can go the other way, but unable to. And for Husson, as I was mentioning, they having sustained pressure, and they're going to need that throughout the game if they're going to want to continue to have the ball. But that's what this team does well. They do it so well. They defend in a unit, and the players are ready to get the ball back seconds after losing it. There's Mora cutting inside, looking for Blanco, and pushed there, and the foul will be called. That's Lesley players alike not too happy with the call, but I have to say it looked pretty clear from this vantage point. Here's Castellanos over to Puerta. Husson just continuing to just add to their percentage of possession here in the Lesley half. Here's Puerta again. Playing 1-2, Mendez. Puerta setting up for a shot, and it's a great save. Again, as Hendricks comes to the rescue of Lesley. That one could have easily been 2-0 there.
And again, going to that right side.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, Gabe. It seems all their shots are going to the right side, or if you were to the left side for Aiden Hendricks, kind of struggling. Maybe, Hendricks is on that side. That's why Husson's targeting it. But nonetheless, he's coming up big, so maybe you want to test something else if you're Husson.
Yep.
Puerta has had just a couple of chances here as he plays the 1-2 with Blanco unsuccessfully. A couple of chances here that really could have gone his way. He'll want them back too.
Yeah, I thought he's had a good half so far. Makes a great defensive play there, not giving up.
See the high five there from Mora, acknowledging that, yeah, he has had a good half, and Again, good job tracking back there and able to get possession back for the Eagles.
Maybe saving a goal, if you will.
Yeah, it's Abu Valley was in. Very speedy on that side, that number 4 for Lesley.
And he plays pretty aggressive as well. We've seen him kind of jump up in the play a little bit here, just 25 minutes into this.
He's made some great saves on that, or blocks, I should say, on that left side where they've been targeting.
Yep.
He's someone who Husson really haven't been able to get a lot of game film on, only the 1 game played so far this year. But he gets the start here again today, and here's Mendez playing it through, and it's in! And a great piece of playing from a tight angle. I'm not sure who scored it, but nonetheless it is in. I believe it is Miguel Diaz-Alvarez who will claim it.
Yeah, I mean, just an absolute goal coming in from that right side. Ball untouched. And he absolutely snipes it up. Got some air under that one.
Well, his 2nd goal of the year, and what a good goal it was. Gave Hendricks no chance there in net. I mean, that one found the roof of the net pretty well. Almost looked like it was going to go over for a second, but never. What a good goal that was.
Yep.
Now Lesley kick off again, and a 2-0 hole, and you got to feel that this was coming. They have to feel that this was coming at least, because they just not have had the ball. And Morrow wins it back again. Husson could be in for a 3rd here, but good slide tackle.
Yeah, and if you're Lesley at this point, what do you do to kind of get back some momentum for this game, Gabe?
You know, like I said before, you just have to gain possession of the ball. Husson, again, has the possession here after scoring that last goal, and Lesley just preparing on defense again. Husson's just going to keep packing the pressure, so if you're Lesley, you got to start getting more aggressive on defense and trying to get that ball into the attacking zone.
And Abu Valley again clearing, and I think, too, for Lesley, that they just need to be finding Mark Kenny Dirac over there. They're number 7. He is going to be the man, obviously the man leading the line for them currently. He's going to be somebody that if you play a ball over the top, because of his height, standing 6 foot tall, he's going to be somebody who can win a header, win an aerial battle, and you know, one flick and he's in as the ball comes in, and it's over everybody. Just too much in the end.
Yeah, and Husson doing a good job at kind of, you know, you're playing their zone, then, you know, you're not going to allow a goal. So really no chances so far for Lesley in this one. And it's that effort and the hustle from this Husson team, not just the defense, because we've seen it from forwards as well, the effort and the hustle to not allow anything for Lesley.
Mora now working it down the left side. And plays one on the ground. And what a great save by Hendricks, but it's fallen. And now it's in. And Alvarez has his 2nd, but not for a great first save by Hendricks, who has to feel hard done by that he couldn't get all more of that ball.
Yeah, and at this point, Hendricks is making the saves that Lesley needs, but it's this Husson team. And this whole play starts with Mora on this left side, taking number 4 for Lesley, Adabovala, one-on-one kind of, if you will, and he just steps around, able to pass the ball right into the crease. And that's when traffic happened and a rebound for his 2nd of the game, Miguel Diaz-Alvarez.
And it's too bad that first save is not going to be remembered, because what a great save that was. That was one of the best saves I've ever seen. It was a great ball, but great save, and it just too bad the defense couldn't.
It was right at him, too. I mean, that's something that it's just so hard to even see, especially with that sun in his eyes, but he was able to make the save. But Husson, again, just as we thought they would be, all over the area. And unmarked Alvarez, of course, he's going to try that, and absolutely deserving, I think, so far of this 3-0 scoreline.
And once again, Husson with possession of the ball in the attacking zone.
couldn't find that final ball there. That touch from Blanco. And here is Dirac. Having to play outside the give and go. It's back to Dirac now. And just couldn't find it. He was looking that time for Vasconcelos, but unable to find him.
Yeah, best chance there for Lesley in this match here with 16 minutes to go.
And chances like that can really, if you're not prepared for them, catch you off guard. Mason having to, probably he'll be reminded of that. He needs to stay active and alert in there because you won't want to let one slip.
Yeah, and it's not easy for a goalie to not, for the play to be on the other end, maybe to not face as much action, to kind of keep your head in it, to stay in it. So he'll be challenged with that, trying to stay in the game.
And a couple of substitutions now for the Eagles as Iker Alonso comes in and was as well with Jacob Reichel. And Hendricks able to save there to collect. Looking to slow things down. And those substitutions came in fast. We missed them, but they are in there, both Alonso and Reichel. Husson will retain possession here with this throw-in.
And you just see how aggressive Husson is playing defense in their own in this attacking zone over here. And again, they get the ball back. So, you just got to think Leslie's got to start being more aggressive, as we've said before. If they want to start putting goals on the board, they can't just keep turning the ball over recklessly like this.
Yeah, it's tough because it seems as if, if you're a Lesley player, you get the ball and, there's automatically two defenders from Husson on you. So it's kind of hard to make that play, make that next pass, as Husson's doing a good job of just kind of hounding the opponent.
Garrett Jordan set to come on for the Eagles. Held the ring, has to go all the way back to Mason. Here's Reichel. A long way back to receive that pass.
And Husson kind of early in this game making some substitutions, keeping everybody fresh. As, that's going to be something maybe that was their goal, for David Baker and his unit to come in, start early, set the tone, and then make some guys fresh here.
Elduring with the ball, and Mendez just can't find the finish on that one, but it was a great ball played by the center back.
Another great chance for Husson there. He had it, just shot it too much power.
As we mentioned, that substitution coming on now. I believe that's Luke Murray that's coming on, and as well, Enbir Embelizzi. A couple of midfield players there looking to just provide that width again as Mora comes off. Here is Embelizzi with his first touch. Unable to find anybody. He'll have to go back to Elduring. Plays it to Castellanos. 1-2 with Murray. Blanco. Husson forced to just play it out from the back here and look to string a few passes and find some space. There's Alvarez on a long run. Playing it through the middle, it's Reichel! And it's 4. And the Eagles blitzing the Lynx early here.
Great pass there from the guy that has 2 goals in this game, showing he can score and pass as well. Alvarez finds Jacob Reichel wide open, and Reichel goes left post.
Yeah, and you notice they went that left side this time, and they do get the goal.
And Reichel there with his first in a Husson shirt. The freshman there coming up big and just continuing to just pile really the first half misery on Lesley. 4 goals now they trail the Eagles.
And there's still 12 minutes left, so are the Eagles going to try to keep applying the pressure, or are they going to, play more conservatively here?
No, you think if you're the Eagles, you have to keep going with what you're doing. Don't change anything right now. You're playing the way you want to play. You're sustaining pressure without allowing Lesley to get any positional play on you. So if anything, you keep going there. That'll be Eker Alonso taken down.
And just, if you're the Eagles, I don't think if you're David Baker, you're going to have your side let off at all.
No. Because as soon as you let off the gas, that's exactly when Lesley's going to be looking for the opportunities to get on the scoreboard. And right now, sitting 4-0, there's no need to change anything with how you're playing. You want to just keep going.
But if you're Lesley, when do you start thinking about trying to change how you're playing? Because so far, whatever they're doing is not working.
And Dirac offside.
You want to, if you're Lesley, you start now.
Yeah.
You're down 4-0. You
don't want to dig yourself in a deeper hole.
Well, you're 35 minutes into this game. You start right now. You don't. You honestly, if you're Lesley, you started. When the second goal happened. You need to change the way you're playing, and I think we kind of are. They're taking chances now that they weren't taking 25 minutes ago. So if you're Lesley, you're gonna right now. You can't keep playing the way you are. You have to be aggressive. And guess what? If Husson gets another goal, oh well. But you have to go out trying to be as aggressive as you can right now. But my take on it right now is Lesley scored 3 goals in 4 games, and right now they're down 4-0. So you have to score more goals than you have all season in one game right now. It's going to be a steep hill for Lesley to climb.
This Husson team are unbeaten against Lesley for a reason. It has been close as Rico in for a second. It's hit the crossbar, and it's only as far as Murray who headed it, but headed it straight at the goalkeeper, Hendricks.
Jacob Reichel looking for his second of the game right there, just going off of the crossbar. Absolutely good accuracy on the shot. If it hits the post, it's a good shot. And then I believe the header by Luke Murray followed up.
That would have been a special goal for him. As we will see the substitution now. As Miguel Diaz-Alvarez doesn't know he's being subbed, but he's going to have to make the long run as Silas Montigny comes in his place. Certainly had quite the performance in this one already. 2 goals as he comes off and the assist on the Reichel goal.
Yeah, earns the rest. Definitely a great half for him. He's 75% of Husson right now. So
75% of their offense here. That's right. It's a good way of thinking about it. I didn't think of that. It is.
Yeah, I did math for that one. But Husson still, no matter what, you can throw subs in. Husson still continuing the pressure, still playing the way that they kind of want to play right now. As this one's going to go back to Liam Mason.
Yeah, it's back pass, and he can't pick that one up. It's a good job nice control there, and held the ring going for Mendez. Mendez having to hold the play up, having a lot more success doing that now against this Lesley team is Mbalizzi unable to keep that one in. Just 8 minutes left in this first half. And for Lesley, they'll just look to put an end, put the plug in this Husson attack. They haven't been able to do so. They've been hit early and often. 4 goals for Husson in this first half.
And if I'm Lesley, you have to try to cut off the head of the attack. You have to try to cut off the defensive players that are kind of starting the attack, if you will. The offense that Husson is kind of looking to go to is they're going to the defensive players, and they're going to either the right side or the left side, and then they're going for some type of cross into the middle of the field, and that's where all of Husson's offense has come from. So if you're Lesley, you have to try to cut off the attack just like that.
Alonso lost it that time. And it's Castellanos now on the ball.
It's just when you think Lesley is gonna try to, create something, they just lose the ball. So.
Well, right now, if you're Lesley, as soon as you get the ball, you need to go right back. You need to get possession. You need to get controlled time here with the ball. You haven't had that at all in this game. So that's going to be kind of a must for Lesley if they want to get on the scoreboard.
Well, it is such an intimidating back line. I mean, you think of the 6'1" presence of Eldering in there. And Pereira's not too far behind him at 5'10" as the offside flag goes up.
But all of them, right? You talk about Eldering, you talk about, Pereira, all of those guys technically sound. Really good situational awareness. So they're all
good ball players, too.
Yeah, and great chemistry. So they know where each other is going to be. They have great communication. So it's going to be a really hard wall, if you will, to kind of get by.
And they are just that. They are a huge wall, a huge thorn in the side of this Lesley attack so far.
Yeah, and you talk about, again, the how good of a ball player they are. Obviously, we talked about Eldering and his equalizer against USM, but yeah, that's the offense kind of starts with them.
Even his through balls today have been just incredible in finding Mora.
Yep.
And Mbelizi and whoever is on that side. I mean, they've looked to him sort of to provide that long ball offense that they play.
Yeah.
Them having so much success with.
Free kick here for Caleb Race.
As Race sends one in and up to it. And in again and away. But falling only to Espargoza. Michael can send it forward, but Lesley now trying to work some sort of attack here as the end of this first half draws near.
First real pressure from Lesley today so far.
And Dirac will be in an offside position. Did take a shot on Mason, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. It was a good save from him, and I mean, he might just want to keep himself fresh in case he does get into that sort of attack, but at the same time, what he doesn't realize is he's doing is providing Mason something to do.
Well, I was about to say, that would have been a great save.
Yeah.
A good foot stop is what it looked like. So, yeah, if I'm a Lesley player and I'm offsides, I'm probably not going to shoot on Mason.
No,
you're getting him touches.
But, I mean, it does speak to wanting to build more confidence. If you know you can put the ball past him, even if you're just in an offside position.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly something to take into consideration. At some point, who cares if Mason does get a save, because the next time you can put it past him.
Yeah.
Here's Castellanos.
Eldering, just kind of what I'm noticing right now, doing a great job at kind of controlling the field, especially that left side of his. Just a great leader over there. The junior defensive back.
Four minutes until this first half draws to a close. Eldering, another long ball up to Mendez, who turns his defender, but he will win a foul.
Free kick here. Looks like it'll be Jacob Reichel.
Already with a couple of chances.
Reichel with a goal.
It's a bit far out for him to score, Gabe, but what are you thinking here? Do you play one in to a teammate, or do you look to shoot?
I think you can go to shoot here. You've been targeting the goalie all game from all sides really. So see if you can expect anything, and if you don't think you can reach that, then why not go for a teammate here and try to make it a 5-0 game?
Well, he stands over it, looking to shoot it, hits the wall, and Hendricks able to collect.
And if I'm Lesley here off of this, you want to go quick. You want to try to get Husson maybe walking back. And you know, to be fair, play like you're down 4. You know?
And they are in now Husson's territory.
So Lesley has been bringing a little bit of pressure in the last couple minutes, the last like closing minutes of this half, but nothing too serious so far.
And big clear that time by Eldering. Will fall only as far as Caleb Race. Husson back on possession now. It's Silas Montigny. Haven't said his name much. Getting a few touches here. And Belizzi coming all the way back to get in possession. And he goes long looking for Mendez. But again, this Lesley defense keeping him in check, and you can see just a little bit of that frustration.
Yeah, his 4th offside. Yeah, today. But it's clear that that's the play that they're kind of looking for over there. So we'll see maybe if Mendez can get his offsides and his kind of positional awareness in check, we could see some goals here in the second half.
Jacob Reichel then does win the foul, and
Looked like he stepped on him.
he looked to be a little bit after from Zechariah Keefe. He did catch him on the face there.
Don't-
Quite close to us.
Don't 100% think that was on purpose there.
No.
I think that was just maybe a little bit afterwards.
No, and Blanco and company just reminding us of that fact. It didn't look at all intentional, but he is a little bloody after that one. He'll have to go off.
And what a great game from him, or what a great first half from him. A goal, crossbar hit, great hustle there by Jacob Reichel, and he'll get attended to by the great athletic trainer, JT.
Husson's trainer there giving him a gauze pad to try and stop the blood. But
Just an
1:20 left in this first half. Doesn't look like anything serious. He
no,
looks like-
just 2 guys competing.
Yep.
2 guys just competing hard.
Yeah, so in this last 1 minute 20 seconds of the half, if you're Lesley, you want to keep bringing that applied pressure and bring that momentum into the second half. Not let Husson get that ball again and get another opportunity.
Well, you definitely don't want them to get a 5th. I mean,
No.
that would really crush you. You're as it is, you're not too into the game at 4-0, but I mean, you can at least console yourself with the fact that you do have another 45 minutes to play. But I mean, if you go 5-0 down,
Well, this is how I like to say it. I say if Husson can score 4 goals in one half, why can't Lesley?
yeah.
Right?
But I mean, you got to feel
And
though
then
that
you look at the position, the possession numbers, and then you're like, okay, maybe that's why Husson's got 4 goals. So I see a yellow card there.
it looks to be. We'll wait for it, but possibly the referee certainly has it in his hand, preferably holding it, saving it for a rainy day, or just the next time. No, there will be a yellow card issued for that foul on Zechariah Keefe. That'll be. They'll have to console as Reichel is now back. Castellanos was trying to sort of sway the referee's opinion, but the referee made up his mind that it was going to be yellow for Keefe.
I think a yellow's fine. An accidental play. They're just competing a little bit too hard, maybe after the whistle there.
Well, anything to the face, anything that serious, I mean, it's to be expected to get a yellow, even if it was accidental or whether he didn't stomp on him. He didn't.
Even anything drawing blood.
Anything drawing blood, certainly, but anywhere up into the face, that's the danger area.
Yep. But nothing prevails out of it, so we'll see if Husson can continue this pressure with 55 seconds to go in this first half.
Yep. Now Lesley just maybe trying to hold on to this one in saying that. They do continue to hold it. It could be away here. maybe catching Husson off guard, though. Husson do have numbers back. And the ball in, looking for Dirac, but made it only as far as Castellanos.
Yeah, great header there and clearing it for a throw-in.
And hitting it is Atwood now. And cleared away. Lesley just trying to get something forward in this last 10 seconds now. Husson looking to play just before the break, but coming a long way out was Hendricks there to try and ensure there will not be a fifth goal. But regardless, Husson ending this first half, 4 goals to their name in what has just been a dominating offensive performance. They've been all over the possession chart and all over the score sheet. I mean, just a number of key plays and quality performance by a lot of these Husson players.
Yeah, Husson, you come out and you have the perfect half, I'll say, against Lesley when you needed it the most. Looking for your first win this year, looking for your first conference win as it's the conference opener. So I thought they controlled everything about the half. They controlled every possession time. They controlled, really every area of the pitch. And 4 goals, Miguel Diaz-Alvarez with 2 goals and assist. Cesar Sucre with his first career goal. Jacob Reichel with his first goal as a Husson Eagle. So,
and one that almost went in that, remember, hit the crossbar. That was close to a second there.
Centimeters away from being 5-0. So Husson had a really, really good game. And, if you're David Baker kind of going into halftime, I think you tell him, try to keep up the same thing. Maybe get guys that don't play usually as much in. And, other than that, I thought Husson played a perfect half.
Certainly strong in the absence of Bermudez. And about the only thing that's gone right so far for Lesley has been the 4 offsides. I mean, they'll be happy to see this first half whistle.
I mean, yeah, Lesley, they've got to keep that applied pressure towards the end of the first half going into the second half. The momentum, they really picked it up, the pace within the last like 10 minutes of the first half. So if you're Lesley, even despite not scoring a goal there, you'd like to see them continue to bring that aggressiveness into the second half if they want to get back in this game.
And for the Eagles, I mean, you could look right to Jorge Mora for a lot of those big chances early on. I mean, has he been the key player? Or certainly a number of them could lay claim to that. Puerta and Reichel.
Outer ring, there's been a couple of players that have been key, but for sure on the offensive side, the first 20 minutes into this game, it was all Mora. He was driving the play, and offensively, he was kind of the guy that they would go to. So, 100%, if you're talking about key players offensively, Mora's got to be in the conversation as well as Alvarez, but defensively, my key player of the half there was Eldering. He was driving the play defensively. Castellanos could have had it. Pereira could have had it, but Eldering was doing a great job at playing the ball, really being a skilled player defensively, offensively, great awareness, great chemistry with his other defensive backs. So a really good half from Mora and Eldering.
And, well, Lesley have this second half to say anything about this because Husson just looking like they're going to cruise to their first win here at Boucher. But again, Lesley have 45 minutes to answer those critiques. We will take a break here, but when we return, we will have the second half for you here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Mendez kicks us off, and we are ready for the second half. And for Husson, I mean, can it get any better than that first half, Nolan?
Yeah, you could score 5 this half. No, but as far as
Put the pressure on them, why don't you?
as far as the way they're playing now, I mean they're playing great. As we're gonna see Jamie Barr make an appearance here in this second half. Not really. You know, Husson did everything I think to a T in that half, and you kind of look at some of the numbers here. They had 73% of the possession time, so really kind of went in for this Lesley team. I think if there's anything to change for Husson, it's maybe pick up the offsides. You know, get a little bit more situational awareness going and try to just stay on side. But other than that, I think this Husson team played really well.
And Husson nearly 20% just in that final third, and just in Leslie's area of the field. I mean, it's 45%. So certainly, I mean, you look at where all the possession is, it's all in Leslie's half, and here comes Husson again now. Mbelize trying to stick with it, but that one eventually will go out for a goal kick. And again, you just mentioned all the good things that Husson have been able to do this first half. And for Lesley, it's just been quite the opposite, hasn't it, Gabe? I mean, they haven't even registered, as I'm looking at this stat sheet now, a single shot in that game.
No, they haven't, and really they need to start putting some pressure on Husson here to start this half. You know, set a standard for the rest of this game, because, like you mentioned, they don't have any shots on goal. So, and they're down 4-0 with a whole half to go. So they kind of got to start putting pressure on. But as we've seen here early already, Husson having possession of the ball. So they need to start getting possession first and taking it away from Husson.
Husson in that half registered 14 total shots, 8 of them on target. That's better than 50% of your shots coming on target. That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, it's a great number. So you're Husson, you want to try to keep that up as much as you can, and it looks like they're just going to continue to add to these possession times here. They don't look like they're in any type of urgency to add to the scoreboard, more of maybe just trying to let everybody get a feel for it as Luke Murray turns that one over.
And it's turned over now to Enrique Mendez, who will try and play a ball in. He's been taken out, and it is a penalty. A clear obstruction there on Enrique Mendez. And now Husson have a chance to add a fifth now from the spot. It looked very clear, and it didn't look like there was any shadow of a doubt. Mendez wants to take this one, and he will take this one himself.
And he's had a couple chances in today's game where he's been offsides, or else he would have had maybe a goal. So this is a penalty kick where you can go into this trying to get a goal for him, as he's had chances if it wasn't for him going offside today.
Hendricks will look to make himself as big as he can now to try and prevent Husson from adding a fifth. It's Mendez. Buries it. Little stutter step, and it's 5-0 Eagles.
That stutter step sent Hendricks for Lesley diving to the right, and Enrique Mendez puts it to the right side, the right post, if you will, and increases the lead 5-0.
That's right, 5-0 to the Eagles, and Enrique Mendez will be very happy with himself now, having gotten that goal. He was denied a couple of times, whether it be offside or what have you, but now he does have his goal, and capping off a good day for him.
Yeah, just a nice goal there. Great job at drawing the penalty inside of the box to get the penalty kick there.
And, I mean, it was certainly never in doubt. That was always going to be a penalty.
Yep.
It is important when you do get those chances to score them. You talk about when it comes time for the playoffs, and when it matters most, it could matter most from the spot kick. And so, as that one was deemed out of play, it is important to keep yourself fresh.
And Husson kind of coming into this game in 7 games didn't win a game, and yet to play a NAC game. So you come in here, you look like you in the next 10 to 20 minutes they're going to look to lock up their first win of the year, but also their first win in conference and in a dominant fashion.
And here is Odne Glutheim. It's a halftime substitution now into Montigny, but he will be fouled. Lesley thought they had it cleared, but referee calls for the ball to come back, and now Husson have another chance here. Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, if your Husson just keep adding on, don't give Lesley any hope of thinking they can come back. And I mean, if you continue to add on, obviously you're not gonna lose. So.
Well, Aiden Stafford just moved the ball about a foot. Doesn't matter though. It'll still be taken, and it'll be punched clear by Hendricks. And that one will be a corner as it bounced off the flag. And as we'll leave it for Reichel to take.
Reichel with the goal. A crossbar hit. See him take this corner here. Look for maybe one of the tall guys like Enrique Mendez, who stands 6'2".
He looks to be better now after receiving a bit of treatment for his cut that he had as a result, resulting in a Zachariah Keefe challenge and a yellow for Keefe. But he looks to be better now, Reichel. This one will go all the way back to Jamie Bart.
First touch for him this season.
Yep.
Battled injuries for his first 2 years at college.
It's good to see for Husson now a chance where you can get him into a game and get him to finally say he can have some experience.
Yep. Because I mean, right now, as far as their goalkeeping room, there's not much of a veteran voice, if you will, in there. You have Garrett Jordan, who's a junior, kind of right now splitting reps with freshman Liam Mason, who had a good first half here.
Well, it's a similar story, I would think, to the women's side of things. I mean, with Weigler going down, Abby Smith had to be big for the Eagles, and she was. And
yeah.
You can credit that to just, again, that voice that Weigler brings. I mean, the same story here. It's good to have two guys that you can really rely on, and if you are Mason and help you they can't find a way through there, the Eagles. But again, it is good to have those veteran presence.
Yeah, like Weigler. We saw her earlier in the first part of this doubleheader. Keep Husson in the game the whole game. So having a veteran presence not only in soccer but in net as a goalkeeper, it's important for a team, and that showed earlier today.
Lesley, again, still yet to register a shot in this game. It's very surprising, and it's something that you would think would change. It's cleared by Eldering.
Yeah, it's very impressive as far as the defense for Husson has been, that they are yet to allow a shot.
Won well by Alonso. And Husson just looking to keep it here.
Back to glue time, up to Luke Murray. And good defensive play there for Ez Paragaza.
And that ball just unable to find that connection that time as Caleb Race trying to find Che.
And I'm going to go to Gabe for this one. As far as Leslie's team goes, their first-year head coach, Andre Martins, what was his message, if you will, at halftime for that Lesley team?
I think that his message was just, continue to play how we play. Because so far, I have not noticed a difference in the way they've really approached playing today. He probably just told them, don't let them score more. I don't know. It's just I don't really see much difference from the way they're playing, like the passion. It looks like Husson is still keeping that same pressure.
Maybe a bit early, but certainly some of that conversation could be just talking in terms of their next game and what to expect as they go up against Dumpy.
Yeah, and Husson preparing a couple of subs here. As it'll be Lorenzo Surety coming in for Jacob Reichel shortly.
A long ball and just unable. That was a good flick on and just unable to find the finish that time was Wasim Che. Probably Leslie's best chance.
Yep, 100% Leslie's best chance there.
You're right, Nolan. We will see at least 4 substitutions for the Eagles.
And this is kind of what you want to do. You're up 5-0. You want to kind of work in some of the backups. I wonder if Lesley kind of does maybe the same thing, that Husson's doing. Obviously, they're not up 5-0, but.
And they don't have as big as a squad, but yeah. As we see now, this is Caleb Race trying to get something going.
And Iker Alonso with effort and hustle there. Drawing the foul and allowing a free clear here for Jamie Barr. And here come those 4 subs for Husson.
Yeah, that's right. Lucas Alabizo coming on, as well as Davide Ponchi and the rest of them. I did miss those names. I believe also Lorenzo Cerruti coming on.
Yeah, just kind of mass subs coming in for Husson as they look to continue with about 33 minutes remaining in this match, the second game of our doubleheader here.
And as you mentioned, it is Ty Rebchak to come on for Reichel. So those are the 4 substitutions for you.
So we can kind of look at this Husson team.
Here's Rebchak coming on to it.
Couple of good dribbles here.
He's got Punchy in the middle.
Good
As well
defense.
as Montigny. Able to win it back is Cerruti.
And it'll be a
Looks like it'll be a throw-in. Pressure there on Menchaca. Still going with it.
kind of lost the touch there. It was Lucas Alabiso.
Here's Che. Che now trying to drive in and trying to get something, but in the end it is cleared by the Eagles.
And, you know, another chance for Wasim Shea, and just the defense for Husson has been phenomenal.
And Mbalizzi there just unable to find his man there, but it was a great run in the end.
Going to the center backs here, or the defense backs here to kind of reset it.
And a great ball in that time by Alabizo. And just unlucky with that cross. But it was a great ball there from Lucas Alabizo.
And for Lesley, it'll be Paul Adebeverley coming in for Lesley.
That one cleared by Stafford.
Glue time, keeping it in for this Husson attack.
Blanco was played all of this game. Just couldn't find the final ball, but taken back here by Alabizo. And he is just terrorizing this Lesley defense. Finally goes down, gets the foul, and just an incredible run.
Alabizo, I mean, he went through
that looked like Messi.
he went through like 4 guys, and then at the end just get shoved down. He'll take the free kick here. What a disgusting highlight for Alabizo. As it'll either be him.
I believe he's going to be taking this free kick. I do not think that Ponchi will get any say as to who takes it. He wants this one. He earned it. After all.
And he earned it.
A run, and he tried to play Ponchi.
And the touch was just a little bit too short there. It was a great idea, just a little bit too short of the touch.
Why wouldn't he shoot there, Nolan?
I mean, it looked like it was a design play. You know, we talked about it. Who was going to take the free kick? Was it going to be Ponchi or Alabizo? And
certainly unselfish from him to not take that free kick after he so rightly earned it.
100% looking for maybe Ponchi, but it was a great job by Lesley. You know, obviously not a lot of juice on it from Alabizo, but a great defensive play for the Lesley side. And just, could you imagine the goal that would have topped off that highlight there? That would have been nice.
That would have certainly capped an incredible team display. Here's Ponchi. And will go down, but there's no foul, says the ref. And now, Esparragosa looking to beat his man, but fouled. And the Eagles will get that free kick. They'll take it short. Lesley not paying attention. And a through ball there. Alabizo playing in. And Belizzi. No. Husson trying to add a 6. They look like they want to just finish this game off. One more goal.
Yeah. It would definitely be a stain. You know, it's already a statement victory to open conference play, but how much sweeter would it be if they could get another one?
And around the goalkeeper. And what a recovery that time by Hendricks.
Hendricks with the best save of the match so far. He's already made a couple of nice ones, but what a job not giving up.
Ty Rabchak had him beat, but couldn't find the finish. It's an incredible recovery there by Hendricks.
He's been Lesley's best player.
And he has had to suffer this game. Been made to suffer. 5-0 in this one.
An absolute save right there. Gabe, would you say that was better than the save earlier?
You know, it has to be up there. It was a great recovery, like Philip said too. To stop that goal from going in, because he looked like he had that all the way. And again, just a great save, like you said, Nolan.
The corner put in, and it was like the ring, I believe that was, that couldn't find the header on target.
How nice would that have been if he would have got one to cap off what it's been a phenomenal game for Outer-Ring.
And of course, scoring in the midweek game that they played against USM.
Yep. And we had a sub come back in as it was Cesar Sucre coming back into this one. Earned a well-deserved rest earlier as he scored his first career goal in the first half of this match.
Yeah, part of a number of Eagles who have found the score sheet, some of them multiple times this game.
And a couple of them first career goals.
Here is Sharuti. Stands very tall. He's the tallest player on this Eagles team at 6'2". Here's Montigny. Trying to just keep possession. And doing so.
Great job
Lizzie
there.
playing a great ball in. Alabizo just dancing his way in. Not able to get past everyone, though.
And Alabizo showing that he could dance in a phone booth.
Dance at a phone booth. I've not heard that one.
Was he good?
I think it was good.
Thank you.
I think it stuck.
Gabe, would you use that?
Dance at
No,
a
it
phone
didn't really
booth.
make any sense to me.
Well, I don't know the last time I've seen. Well, I guess phone booths are still kind of a thing, but
In London, I think.
in the traditional sense. I don't know the last time I've seen one. Here is Alabizo.
Alabizo, though, feeling it for sure.
No, he's had some great moves these last 5 minutes of the game.
I mean, he's...
He could beat a phone booth, no doubt. And now this one, Eldering, able to get his head on the ball and stop again another Lesley chance. But they can say that they have registered a shot this game. Something to maybe take home with them as we get about near 24 minutes left in this one. Husson have just had it all their own way.
I mean, Husson's had possession for like 90% of this game. It's kind of hard to score if you don't have possession of the ball.
And that one, that time, Mbelizi not able to find quite the finish he would have wanted, but it was maybe a difficult angle for him. So going all the way back to Bar. We'll play it to his defenseman, Sucre. Not able to find Alabizo, but able to win it back for a short moment. And forcing it out of play. And two substitutions coming in as Manuka Pereira comes in, taking the captain's armband from Montigny, and coming off will be Ebelize for Eric Weinstein, who makes an appearance here. And other substitution, that other man coming off for the Eagles, Vessel Eldering, getting embraced by a number of his teammates here as he comes off. Great performance for him. Solid for the Eagles this game. A number of offensive chances just created through him with his through balls, and again, his aerial ability just proving to be a lot of the difference in this game. As here comes Alabizo with a great through ball. Montigny's in, and it's a great save by Hendricks.
Good through ball
That was a stunning through ball.
from Alabizo to
Alabizo.
Montigny. And another great save by the guy that stood on his head all game, Aiden Hendricks.
He certainly had a much better second half. And now playing it off. Here is Alabizo, and blocked in the end. And frustration for him there.
I wouldn't be frustrated if I was him, though. I thought he's had a great half. And Alabizo, excuse me.
Pereira sends it long to Weinstein with his first touches. Alabizo lets it run. And it shows just the competitiveness of this team. Frustrated, even though
They're up.
the scoreline is 5-0.
Yeah, they're expecting some of these goals because the season hasn't gone the way that they've wanted it to be. So when they have chances, they want to make sure that they can capitalize on them in any way possible.
Mistake by Montigny there, and it'll be Leslie's throw. And Stafford will take it. He'll have to walk it back a little bit. That one's over everybody, and Sucre able to fake out his defender there. And Sharuti playing it. Weinstein can't catch up to that one. Husson still creating chances.
Yeah, not giving up with 20 minutes to go.
Wouldn't think they're 5-0 up. They're just continuing to pile it on. The ball through. Somebody shoot. Oh, just unable, and it's another save, and it does finally go in. I believe that's Davide Ponchi with the goal, but just a little bit of a mix-up there. Nobody wanted to shoot for a second.
And that will be Davide Ponchi's first goal as a collegiate athlete. Phenomenal second effort. Again, Aiden Hendricks showing up, making great saves, but it's this relentless Husson attack that's nonstop shooting this ball. And it's another goal as it'll make us 6-0 with 19:35 to go.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't, after making that first save, you have to spill it. And unfortunately for him, he spilt it right to the Husson attackers. It's certainly, again, something that as a goalkeeper, you have to just put your hands up and say, I did the best I could.
And what does that do for your confidence to allow 6 goals, or, the game's not even over, so it could be, 6 or 7. What does that do for your confidence?
It doesn't do any good, certainly not. But, I mean, he can take at least some consolation in knowing that at least some of those he did make a save on. He was getting it to, he's getting a hand to it, I should say. As Weinstein puts this one in, nobody could see it. And now another good save for him, as one-on-one was Rabchak. And that's another thing he can take a lot of consolation with, is that in one-on-one situations, he has not gotten off worse many times in this one.
It seems as most of the time it's off the rebound when the goals are going in for that Lesley group here, as we have some subs.
3 substitution. Edwin Cruz, Zane Udin, and Noah Crosby come on. As the Eagles now just putting more and more of these, I don't want to call them bench players because they're much, much better than that, but players that find themselves on the bench today.
Yeah, just subs.
And just off with that header. That was Odne glue time. Just couldn't stick it in the back of the net.
Would have been sweet there. Aiden Hendricks with the clear kick.
Again, Husson pressing. And here is Rabchak trying to play him in, and he'll cross it in. And another save by Hendricks. Probably his best of the day there.
Well, you can put that up there with the other 2. I mean, he's had 3 incredible saves.
I mean, Davide Ponchi has to be kicking himself for not scoring that one. That one was just, that was clear cut as clear cut gets.
Could have been his 2nd career goal.
He has really had, Aiden Hendricks, he has really had a strong second half. We've said it multiple times, but I think that just shows, again, his resilience,
And his,
even in the face of this just awful scoreline.
yeah, and his team has had no help for him. When Hendricks is making the saves that his team needs, and it's Leslie's offense and attack just not able to do much.
Rabchak looking now, has found Crosby just coming into the game. And here is Zane Uden. Here's Abizo. And you can just continue to list off Husson players who have had strong games. Some of them not in the game, some of them still in the game. In the first half and the second half, just seems like every Husson player this game has put in a shift and a pretty quality performance.
100%.
As the substitution now, Ikkalam comes on. This only his 2nd appearance this season. As Wasim Che comes off, man who has to be thinking about those chances to get his team a goal. Chances that have gone astray. Abizo there will get the foul. And it will be Abizo to take this. Floating it in and only as far as Hendricks. Not a bad free kick, but just a little too close to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and if you put any free kick close to Aiden Hendricks, we've seen today that he's going to be able to make those easy ones as well as he can make those hard ones. Let's go Husson's way here.
And how does this win affect Husson in their next game, Gabe?
Well, Bowdoin is they're a great team, and so Husson is going to have to keep this momentum from today going into the next game, because they're going to be playing a really tough team in Bowdoin, and to get your first win against a in-conference game today is going to be huge for next game.
Exactly, and certainly it's anytime you are away, especially to a team like Bowdoin, it will be hard to make chances, and they'll want to make as many chances and get that confidence, as much confidence as they can in this one. Well, Bizo taken down there. That one is tackled by Tyler Fortin. Looked to be just a little bit of frustration there. I mean, Abizo has certainly gotten the better of this team this half. Fortin maybe just a little bit tired of it. Can't do that, though. It is a foul.
Yep.
Hendricks will clear. 12.5 minutes left in this game. Husson adding 2 goals this half into what's been just a stellar performance for them in a much-needed bounce-back game.
It's been all Husson here in this second half.
Crosby unable to do anything with it. Punchy will take the throw it to Rebchak. Now Lesley looking to find something and drawing a foul was Osmond Atwood. As Punchy not too happy with the decision, but decision's final from the ref. He's going to see a yellow for that.
Yeah, I think that was on 17, Noah Crosby. The yellow there.
Well, we'll see. It's nothing has been decided yet. Maybe just the ref deciding to put his card in the pocket. Certainly Punchy out there pleading his case.
I saw a normal tackle there from Noah Crosby.
And just the free kick decides the referee. So free kick will be taken. And cleared away, and now Rebchak, it could be away now. And able to get it through and in. 7 on the day for Husson as Rebchak gets a goal. Yet another Husson player on the score sheet.
Good goal there, just up the side. A tough miss by number 4 for Lesley. Adabovale and Ty Rabchak had it. And Aiden Hendricks, those are one of the shots that, we've seen him save today. Not able to save that one as Ty Rabchak goes far right post and makes this game 7-0.
Rebchak just added to the list of names of first-time goal scorers here. The freshman hadn't had a goal in 5 games, but finds one here today. Husson 7-0 up in this one. One more goal, and that will tie their most goals scored against Lesley, as they scored 8 back in their first meeting in 2006.
And what a way to start the conference season for Husson Eagles, coming out here on John Boucher Field and having a dominant victory.
And, I mean, recent results would have suggested that the games were getting a little closer. Certainly the 3-2 Husson win in October of last year, as well as the 1-0 win the day after, certainly suggests that Lesley were coming back and looking like they might find a way to win against the Eagles, but today just proves that Husson still do know how to, Husson still have their number, as Manuka Pereira will come off now. Great performance here. And with 11 minutes to go, David Baker decides that is enough. And another hard foul here against the Eagles, as seems the Lesley players are just having enough. That one goes on Uden. Rebchak taken down. They'll take it quickly. Here's Weinstein. The referee will point for Lesley's throw. And Abovale taking it. 10 minutes left in this one, and for the Eagles, 10 minutes closer to that first win of the season.
And debatably the most important game of the season so far, coming in conference play. They've showed up and shown out.
And at this point, Gabe, I mean, is this just a confidence booster for Lesley? I mean, I don't think you can get too much out of this game.
I mean, if you do get anything out of this game for Lesley, it's that you know that Aiden Hendricks he has an ability to, despite allowing 7 goals, like you guys have mentioned earlier, he's made some outstanding saves today. So, you know, you have a good goalie there. And just after today, though, you have to work on, you know, bringing pressure when you have the ball, because so far today, when they've had the ball, they have not really been able to find anything. And Husson has really had possession for most of this match so far. So for Lesley, I mean, you have a lot of stuff to work on, but especially for an in-conference game, it's not a good look to lose by as big a score as this.
But as you mentioned, I mean, they can definitely take some positive takeaways in seeing that just how strong Hendricks has been in that goal, just denying Husson from what would be a record-setting just demolition here.
Yep.
As Edwin Cruz is taken out. So we'll go all the way back to Bar now. Here is Uden playing Weinstein through. He'll put a ball in. And out comes Hendricks again. A little bit of a collision there, but Hendricks able to beat Ponchi to it. And that one just given away there. Here is Abizo, blocked. Abizo has had his name all over the second half. He'll take one and it's off the crossbar. It was a very good effort by him. Almost had his name written on the score sheet that time, but nonetheless, he has been the standout player for either side in the second half.
Yeah, his name's written on the highlight reel. That's for sure. Would have been nice to see him get a goal. Almost had an assist earlier in the half, so.
Almost had an assist, almost had a couple of goals. But nonetheless, there is no doubt in my mind that he has had a great performance today.
Yep.
Regardless of if it'll reflect on the score sheet or not.
He's made some plays that I don't think many other people can make.
Absolutely. Here's Uden. Cruz with a little bit of pressure on him. By Dirac.
And looking up at Husson's up-and-coming games here, they're against UNE, University of New England, coming up next. Vermont State, Linden, Vermont State, Johnson, and then Bates. So a couple of tests for men's Husson Eagles here. A couple of conference games.
Couple of out-of-conference games. Certainly, this will be a big momentum booster for them in trying to go about taking more wins from those schools, as you mentioned. Here's Uden. Crosby now. Punchy over to Sharuti. Plays it to Weinstein.
Yeah, good switch there.
Tough battle in there, but Weinstein still with the ball. And goes down, but the referee signals play on. Weinstein takes it quickly and just nobody on Sharuti as he tried to deliver one in. Looked like to Rabchak there, but just not able to get enough space to get a good shot away.
So Aiden Hendricks will go for the clear. Ben Leslie's best player all game long. Really made some phenomenal highlight reel stops.
Possession now back with Husson. Back with Alabizo. Terrorizing the Lesley defense again. Over and again, another ball by Hendricks that he was able to stop. That one came in from Weinstein. Not able to find anybody in the middle.
Yeah, it looked like Weinstein crosses that one to Rabchak. And Hendricks able to get a piece of it. He continues to be an all for that Lesley team.
Those are just under 3 minutes left in this one. That one right to Rabchak, but Hendricks will collect. Sending everybody long. And in the end, it'll go out for a Husson throw. Two minutes left. Gabe, Husson just content to pass it out from the back.
I mean, yeah, just kind of wind this clock down. I'm sure they'd like to have the shutout here, but just keep doing what you're doing. They've really still, even with in these last like 10 minutes, they still had possession.
Oh, Alabizo again, and Hendricks out with a punch, but not before Alabizo with just another move to beat his defenders. He's just having it all his way this half.
And he's one of the most talented players, not just on this team, I'm going to say in the conference.
He's certainly got a bag of tricks, and on quite a run here is Dirac. But finally taken off the ball there by Noah Crosby. As we enter into the last minute, Lesley just trying to ask some kind of question to Barr, who has not really been tested since coming on in replacement of Mason. Here's Alabizo. And Lesley just have to be sick of the sight of him at this point. He must be worried every time he gets on the ball.
Yeah, not only do you see the skill from Lucas Alabizo, but you see the emotion and the drive. After every time that maybe doesn't go his way or Husson's way, he's first one you see. He'll show that he wants that goal or he wants the team to score.
Now, 10 seconds left in this one as Husson will just look to see out the remainder of what's been a pretty decisive win for them in their return to conference play. And that is that now. The score is final, 7-0 to the Eagles. And it's been just an incredible showing. 4 goals in the first half and add 3 more onto that in the second half. Just a great game, Nolan, by Husson altogether.
Yeah, they played a complete game. You know, everybody played a good game, from the attackers to the defense to the goalkeepers. And it's one that you want to carry on. for the next couple of games. You know, the first conference match, and it could have been better than this right here. 7-0 victory. You know, it's the momentum boost that Husson needed. Their first win of the season. You know, it's something that they're going to look to build on. Everybody, I think, had a great performance. There's nobody that you can point out and go, oh, he didn't really play that well. I think everybody played great. A couple of key players for me in this game. You look at Cesar Sucre, his ability to dribble between defenders and his ability to shoot looked second to none, as well as Jorge Mora, who kind of drove play for the first 20 minutes of this game. And then on the back end, Wessel Eldering, who had a really, really good game. And, again, all these guys are going to be able to build on this game for the next one. It's a confidence booster not only for the locker room but the coaching staff as well. And, you know, they have UNE, Vermont State, Linden up, so they've got a couple of tests to see can they continue this win streak.
3 total Husson players getting their first goals, 3 freshmen, that is Jacob Reichel, Cesar Sucre, who scored the Husson's opener, and then, of course, as we saw in the second half, Ty Rebchak able to beat Hendricks again. 3 Husson players able to find the back of the net. 3 freshmen. That's going to be a confidence booster for Carlos Bermudez.
100%. You know, you get a lot of these young guys. This is the great thing about blowouts is you're able to get these young guys some time. And you saw some of these young guys kind of break out, if you will. Lucas Alabiso, you saw the skill from the freshman. You saw all these goals from freshmen like Ty Rabchak. We talked about Cesar Sucre, who started this game. Jacob Reichel, who looked really, really good. So, you know, when you go out there and you're blowing teams out, you're able to get other guys in that can showcase the talent, the drive that they have. And if you're the coaching staff, you're Carlos, David Baker, you have to be really, really excited for the next couple of games to see if this team can carry that confidence on to the next game.
And Gabe, now closing thoughts. How'd you feel about both teams in this one? We heard a lot from the Husson side, but what about that Lesley side?
You know, just like we were talking about all game, just tough performance from them because, you know, they haven't won a game all year. They've been allowing a lot of goals every single game too. So, and it didn't really look like much of a difference today. 7 goals allowed and not even a single goal scored. So, it kind of hurts too that this was an in-conference play game and now they moved to 0-5. So they're going to have to still continue to look for their first win. But like Nolan said with Husson, it's a great confidence booster, great first win against a in-conference team. So we'll see what happens next.
Well, Husson run out of here 7-0 victors in quite an incredible game. It's been an incredible afternoon. Both games were very entertaining, but it is time to end. And for Nolan Humphreys and Gabe Shaw, I'm Philip Robarge saying thank you for tuning in to the Husson Eagles Sports Network, and we will see you next time.